What's good, everyone? Good morning. It's currently 6:20 a.m. Just woke up. I want to do a quick trade recap because I don't have time to do it tomorrow, and I'm doing it from bed because I literally can't be asked to like get up, plug the setup in, plug the mic, plug the camera, whatever. So I'll just do it from bed. I'm using flashlight so you can see my face, but it's getting way too bothering. I'm gonna recap the setup that I took yesterday on the 15th of December. It was a Monday. It was no news Monday, and on no news Mondays in December, I'm only trading my eval, or actually my evals. So I'm gonna show you the setup that I took. I don't have PNL because the day passed, but like here's the setup. I guess that's the execution, as you can see. Then trade of it, and those are my executions. This is the sub that I took. We're gonna get into it. So without further ado, buckle up, grab your popcorn, and let's go. So, um, coming into the day. Oh, what the fuck! Coming into the day, actually, my bias was wrong, and I kind of made a wrong bias. And in today's recap, it's mainly gonna be focusing on daily bias. And I get a lot of questions like, yeah, what if I get daily bias wrong? Like, what do I do? This is the exact example of what you do. Like, I'm profitable. I've been profitable for a year and a half, and I'm still getting daily bias wrong because in those markets, in conditions, in like some sort of conditions, people aren't always right, and whoever has 100% win it is lying to you. And the most important thing is being transparent, showing self accountability, and always. Talking about your mistakes and getting back to them so next time you don't make them. Let's get into it. Anyways, so coming into the day, I was unfortunately leaning bullish, but I had a condition, and this is where conditions come into play. And I think I mentioned it in the mentorship that we have. If you want to check it out, we have a whole playlist just for that, breaking down our whole model literally in depth, and it's all for free on YouTube, so you can go check it out before you come into this video. If you know it already, welcome back. But anyways, I'm gonna go over why I was bullish and the reason why I was bullish on the day, and I took a short setup. I wasn't I wasn't revenge trading. I wasn't trading for my ass. I have a plan that I follow, and this happened, so I took this. But anyways, let's get into it, uh, step by step, as we know. So coming into the day, obviously on Friday, we swept this 4 hour intermediate low, and as you know, and as I always say, lows inside fair value gaps are the lows that reject the most on the market. It's way too obvious because imagine all of, like, for example, this 4 hour fair value gap. What does a fair value gap mean? A fair value gap means that okay, we have a lot of buy orders, for example, set in at this point of time, at this price, at X amount of price, at X amount of time. We have a lot of orders set in. So if we retest and rebalance that fair value gap, every single person that bought right here and made this huge candle and made this huge inefficiency between buyers and sellers is gonna buy again. So market's gonna go even higher. So if we go back down to that level and sweep it, what's gonna happen? There's gonna be more contracts available for people to grab and then hop on the bullish moves. So we were trading inside this 4 hour for volume that we tapped for the first time on the same day. And I was kind of leaning bullish. I kind of faded the fact that we had this 4 hour for volume gap. I wanted to see higher gaps getting rebounds. I wanted to see this 4 hour for volume gap. I wanted to see this 4 hour for volume gap and maybe the new daily opening up. But this was not new daily on from Thursday till Friday. But this was not for today. Of course, my drawn liquidity for the day was this 4 hour for volume gap. Obviously, if we manage to inverse this, that's number one. And number two, we go back down to the lows. And before I get into anything, this is how I do my daily bias, and it's kind of very simple. I always ask myself two questions: are we delivering from a sell side liquidity level or a buy side liquidity level? Answer here was yes. What was it? It was this sell side liquidity level. Good job. So this 4 hour intermediate low, we were delivering off of it, and then we were just going higher. We were disrespecting bearish PDRAs, bearish fair value gaps, and respecting bullish fair value gaps. And for me, when I see this on the higher time frame, I'm like, okay, I want to see higher. I want to see higher liquidity get swept, whether it's internal or external. So, uh, on the 1 hour, let me just go forward till I think it was this. Yeah. So we had this 1 hour for value gap just right here. as you can see, let me just draw it out, and then we had SMT inside this 1 hour fair value gap. So what does an SMT inside a 1 hour fair value gap mean? It means that ES retested into that 1 hour fair value gap, and then it made an SMT, so ES went down. Let me draw ES for you. ES went down into the gap, so we rebalanced orders, and ES was looking like this, and Q on the other hand was looking like this. So we had SMT inside this 1 hour fair value gap. I wanted to see this 1 hour high. It got swept before market open, so I wanted to see this 15-minute intermediate high, and then I wanted to see higher levels of liquidity, obviously. But before that, I wanted to see market open lower. Into where? Into fair value gap. So if we inverse this fair value gap and we have it as a condition, okay, we're probably going to see the lows, we're probably going to see this low, we're probably going to see this low if we keep going lower. So for me, this 15-minute, it's not opened yet, it's open now. So for me, this 15-minute was my condition for the day. If we inverse the 15-minute, then okay, yeah, I'm gonna be bearish. If we manage to open lower inside of it, hold it, we can see the 9:30 AM high again. So for London and Asia, because this is something very important to me in my daily bias while I'm doing it, we had London and Asia, they were untucked, London lows and Asia lows, so I wasn't too surprised, and this is why I had like this 15-minute as my condition, because like inversing this 15-minute and then getting CISD of this whole leg, the break of structure for you ICT 2022 traders, getting a break of structure under this after sweeping liquidity would mean that okay, we're probably gonna go to London lows. So and again, we're not predicting, I'm just reading the market as it is, as it's showing me. All I want here is my narrative. So again, where were we? Okay, so I wanted to see this 15-minute high, and I wanted to see this 15-minute value gap as internal liquidity. I wanted to see other internal liquidity levels, such as I think there was a 4-hour fair value gap here, but anyways, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. So market was around here when I started doing my bias. All I wanted to see was just market open lower, and then I target this high or the 9:30 high that we were gonna open, because anyways we were gonna have a 9:30 high open. And I kind of faded London because we were protected by this 15-minute, the other 15-minute, this 1 hour for volley that we were in. So we had a lot of bullish levels, and then we were, if you look at it on this bigger scale, like okay, yeah, we were respecting bullish PD raise and then disrespecting bearish PD raise. So plus we were delivering from the lows, from like the sell side liquidity sweep. So this is what I wanted to see. Market unfortunately got that sweep, and then not on this candle, not on this candle, and then look at this. This is just untradeable, unexplainable, unbelievable, on whatever you want to say, because we swept liquidity and then we just went lower. Maybe I was wrong, and I think that was the case. I was kind of wrong. I didn't anticipate that 15-minute intermediate high to reject that much, especially that we tapped into a 1 hour intermediate low, intermediate high, sorry, and we haven't showed as much rejection, I'd say, as we should, because look at this, and then we started going higher again. So we kind of wanted higher liquidity levels. Maybe we were seeking higher liquidity levels. This is what happened. We opened 9:30 AM higher into this buy side liquidity level, and then started going lower. And then for me, it was like, okay, yeah, look at this candle. Like, there's no way I want to see longs now. Like, we inversed this 50-minute I had set as a condition. The other one that's under it, we inversed this 50 minutes for value gap, and then we were going into this 50 minutes for value gap. The only hope of us rejecting was this 50-minute intermediate low, and I think that was very unlikely. Why? Because we had stronger liquidity levels right under. So NQ was seeking lower targets. So again, I shifted my bias from bullish to bearish, and I wanted to take my pure and simple continuation model, which is rebalance a 5-minute or a 15-minute gap for me to be able to target London lows or Asia lows. So back to the 5-minute, we didn't open a 5-minute until 9:30, and then this was the 5-minute that we opened. And when we were around here, I was like, okay, yeah, this is such a deep retest for us to like go back into this gap and reject off this gap and then go back down. It would be such like a huge manipulation happening, because on a Monday this wouldn't happen. So I just wanted to see kind of lower, and I wanted to see market just deliver, but maybe open another fair value up. Sorry, that was my alarm. Anyways, maybe open another fair value up, and we didn't do that. We swept London lows and Asia lows without doing anything. So as soon as we got here, I was like, okay, yes, if we start seeing bullish delivery, bullish order flow, bullish candles print out, good wick rejection, so let's say this forms as a wick, and then we start getting bullish momentum, we could potentially go and target this 15-minute that we had, but again, we didn't get that. And then we got another huge candle to the lows, and then when I saw this candle, I was like, okay, there's no way we're rejecting from London and Asia, and it's as simple as that. I went to my 4-hour time frame, I looked at highs and lows that I had. What did I have? I had this sell side liquidity level, I had previous day low. So those two were my drawn liquidity for the day. Of course, after having all of this move to the lows, and then this was my target number one, this was my target number two. So where were we? Okay, again, 5 minute. So we opened up this 5 minute fair value gap right here. It was a very nice 5 minute fair value gap that we opened, and this is all I wanted to see. I literally wanted to see this, and I called it on stream. I wanted to see this 10 a.m. open high low close into this 5 minute, get the rejection of the 5 minute fair value gap, and then target previous day low, probably go BE at this low, and I'll tell you why in just a bit. But let's talk about the rejection first. So 10 a.m. opened kind of higher, I'd say, and rebalanced this 5 minute fair value gap. So we swept, so we tapped into the 5 minute fair value gap to make buyers and sellers equal, because this is what the market wants. This is basic, by the way. So went back up. Look at this beauty of a candle. I wanted to take this 1 minute inversion, but look at this diabolical close that swept before the inversion. So I was like, no, I'm not taking this, I'm fading this, I'll take the next setup. So what was the next setup? It was this move, this beautiful 1 minute inversion that we got. And usually you're gonna be like, oh yeah, why didn't you why didn't you look for a V-shape? Why did you take the setup if you didn't pick a V-shape? Yes, I know V-shape is very important, but keep in mind, number one, it's only one day. Number two, I'm trading my evals. So while trading my evals, I literally go over risk, and I literally go no rules, just conviction and discretion. So usually when I want to take a setup, and if you don't know what a V-shape recovery means, let's say we have a high here, what I do want to see is this and then this. This is what I want to see. Obviously with an entry, this is what I want to see exactly. This. If I see this, like, so where's the momentum? What are we doing? Like, look at this for example, and then look at this. So this was kind of, I wouldn't say a bad setup. It was like A minus regarding everything, circumstances was and everything, but it was very very clear for me that okay, yeah, we're probably gonna see those levels that were very obvious, and we got this beautiful candle with this order block that just formed. So I wasn't expecting price to go back up. Because first of all, we were rejecting off this 5 minutes fair value gap, and we started having bullish momentum, started inversing this bullish 1 minute fair value gap. And what I wanted to see was just the inversion of this 2 candles later. We got the inversion. I took the setup right here at the inverse fair value gap, and inversion is when we close under the gap. So candle close under the gap, and then my target was obviously previous day low. My break even point was, let me just clear out those. My break even point was this sell side liquidity that we had, and I was initially targeting previous day low because it's a very obvious low, and it's kind of a discretionary model. If you wanna go back to watch the model breakdowns and the model videos, it's a discretionary model. So I took my setup right here, and we kind of chopped around. We made 1 minute CISD, held this 1 minute fair value gap. So I was like, okay, yeah, this is a winning setup, or at least a break even setup. We went to the lows. This candle, no, not this candle, we held this 1 minute in a beautiful way. I'll show you what this 1 minute did, by the way. It did wonders. All I wanted to do, literally. So swept this low, moved my stops to break even, obviously went lower, and as you can see, my risk was around 1,800. I was initially risking $2,080 on the setup, because the fills how they are, and the fact that you press and then 2 seconds later it fills you in, so you kind of don't get the entry that you get usually when I'm doing it, like when I'm doing a recap about it. My entry was here, so I was risking $2,080, and my TP was $2,340. So on this, obviously, move my stops to break even because we swept the low, and by the way, move my stops to break even is this, but I'm just doing this to show you PNL. So we got this move, and I was like, okay, yeah, previous day low is right at the door, and then we missed it by literally a point. Like what the fuck? Look like less than a point. Yeah, a point and a half. So we missed that, and then we go back up, and I was like, yeah, okay, if we get beyond this setup, I'm literally retiring from trading. We held this 1 minute this 1 minute fair value gap. It was a bearish 1 minute fair value gap. Let me just mark it out. Bearish FVG. And then held this 1 minute fair value gap, made a random SMT with yes. I wasn't too focused on yes. I just wanted to see my discretion play out. Inverse this 1 minute fair value gap, and then look at this banger of a setup, and bang, shabab. Beauty of a setup, targeting previous day low. It was a textbook continuation model, Literally all I wanted to see. 5 minute rebalance, 1 minute inversion, targeting higher time frame drawn liquidity, which was previously low, and the sell side liquidity level where I went break even, was very close to getting break even, and at the same time was very close to getting TP. So I'm not gonna say I got lucky. It was a very nice trade, a very nice setup. If you have any questions, drop in your DMs. And before we hop off, I don't know if I showed you. Let me just. Don't know if I showed you, but sorry. I don't know if I showed you, but here are the executions of the setup that I took. Again, trade of it on my evil. I ended the day up 2300, but it's a different day now on the charts, so I can't show you PNL. $2,340. If you want to check it out, go check our Instagram story. Everything's there, proof is there, everything's there. So, yep. Hopefully, you have a good day whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you on the next one. And if you're watching this on Christmas, Merry Christmas.